I forgot this.
Now, good afternoon, friends. My name is Jose. I will be your tour guide today to the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Just a couple rules. Remain seated. Keep those hands, arms, legs, and feet inside the vehicle. Those little ones on your lap must be seated on your lap. Do not hold them up for any reason at all. Take plenty of pictures because we're going to see plenty of animals. If you look above your head, those are some of the animals we may or may not encounter on today's journey. So once you take pictures, if you take pictures or videos, hold on to that equipment because if it does fall overboard, I will look at it, you will look at it, we will look at each other, and I will keep on driving, friends, because unfortunately I cannot stop for you guys to pick it up. Now, friends, let's get to know each other. Sit back, relax, and let's enjoy our 2-week journey together through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. The okapi. The okapi on the right hand side is striped like a zebra, shaped like a horse, and it's actually related to a giraffe. That's because of its skull shape and its tongue. That okapi's tongue is so long it can actually lick its own eyeballs. I know I see people looking left and right, left and right. Yep, there's plenty of animals to see, so make sure you look on both sides. Now as we approach up here to the left, I spot a bongo. The bongo is a beautiful chestnut colored antelope, one of 13 species of antelope we have here on the reserve. Now if you look at those beautiful, beautiful horns, they're slanted backwards and twisted, which helps it from getting caught in any bushes when it's trying to escape predators. Also on the left hand side, I give you the greater kudu. The greater kudu has a beautiful grayish brownish coat with thin white lines that help it blend into the environment even better. Those thin white lines help mimic the sunlight beaming through the trees, adding an extra layer of camouflage. Now that bird inside the water, they're starting to leave the water, that is the saddle-billed stork. Now the saddle-billed stork gets its name from that beautiful yellow patch on its beak. Now I'm going to see if it wants to cross the road. What do you want to do, buddy? I knew it. So, the stork has a beautiful yellow patch on its beak, and that's in the shape of a saddle. Saddle's what you typically use to ride a horse. Now I don't spot anything else around here just yet. Some of these animals are very hard to spot because they use their camouflaging abilities in order to camouflage, even though they're not in any harm. It's just what their instincts tell them to do. Now, friends, on the left hand side, that's a better look at the saddle-billed stork. Now this one does look shorter, but it's not that short. It's actually on its knees, something very unique. Like when we're on our knees, our legs go backwards, their legs go forward. Now those birds can reach heights upwards of about 5 feet tall and have a wingspan of about 10 feet across. Now, friends, we just left the Turi Forest. We are now entering the Safi River. The Safi River is home to many animals who spend tons and tons of time in water, sometimes more time in the water than they do on land. Now, out here, the water seems a little bit lonely. That's okay, I'm sure there's more animals up ahead as well. And nothing else to see over here. No animals in the water as well. No, I don't see anything. Do you guys see anything back there?
No.
Oh no. Let's see, as I turn this corner, just a friendly reminder, let's please remain seated at all times. Keep those hands, arms, legs, and feet inside the ride vehicle. Even when we come to a complete stop, all little children, all small ones must be seated in your lap if they're doing so right now. Now, friends, as I turn this corner, I know they're out here. They have a strong jaw. They have so many teeth. They're so powerful they can eat double their body weight. I spot the Nile crocodile. Aren't they absolutely massive? These animals, like I said, can eat double their body weight in a single day and have a ton of teeth as well. And we're going to drive over them right now. Now, friends, those crocodiles have massive tails. Those tails are so powerful that If you were standing next to it and it decided to whip its tail side to side, it can actually break one of your legs on land. Now speaking of water, on the right hand side, I give you the baobab tree. Now why did I say water? That's because this tree holds a ton of it. So much water, in fact, that if an animal goes thirsty and cannot find a watering hole, it'll dig its horns or tusks into the tree, help releasing some of the water. That tree is also nicknamed the upside down tree because it looks like its roots are up in the air, but those are actually its very, very small tree branches. And those tree branches only hold leaves for about 3 months out of the entire year. The other 9 months of the year, they look like that. Now friends, we have just left the Safi River and we are now in the savannah. The savannah is home to many beautiful animals who you recognize because of their height, because of their spots, stripes, or even their horns. So on this beautiful sunny day, let's see what's out here on the reserve. Now friends, in the center of this part of the reserve, I do spot some wildebeest. Now wildebeest is Afrikaans for the word wild beast, so not too hard to translate, but they're, like I said, are very, very wild animals. These animals travel in huge herds, around 1 to 1.5 million in a single herd. They travel between 500 to 1,000 miles. And it is often said during their great migration, you can see them from the International Space Station. Now friends, on the left hand side, on over that den of rock, I give you the African wild dog. That's probably one of the best views I've ever seen because it is high up. Now they do hunt in a pack. Now friends, just letting you know, they are cute and adorable, aren't they? But they're very dangerous. They hunt in a pack, and what they do is that they exhaust their prey, so they all take turns chasing an animal until the animal's too tired to even move. They have a hunting success rate of about 90%, which makes them the greatest hunters anywhere in the wild. Friends, on the left hand side, those are the sable antelope. Very antisocial, so antisocial they don't even look at each other. That's because they're very, very territorial. They're even territorial amongst each other. They will use those beautiful horns against each other in sparring matches in order to help assert dominance out in the wild and here as well. Now here's a better look at those wildebeest on the right. Now it may look like wildebeest have some stripes, but they actually do not. Those stripes on those wildebeest are actually sweat stains. And the sweat stains change as the seasons change. Now up on the right hand side, I'm gonna get us a better view of those animals, but I spot 3 giraffes, 4 giraffes, actually. Now friends, you can see that small gathering of giraffes. What we call a gathering of giraffes is a tower because they tower over everything. Now I see 2 standing up and 2 sitting down. Now it's very rare to see giraffes sitting down unless they're very, very exhausted. These animals don't even sit down when they're giving birth. It means a baby giraffe or a mama giraffe does not sit down or lay down when she's giving birth. She just stands up and gives birth. That means a baby giraffe is brought into this world falling 6 feet straight into the hard ground. But a baby giraffe can actually see, hear, smell, walk, and even run within the first 15 minutes of its life. Now friends, over here on our right hand side, I spot some small antelope. Those are the springbok. Now the springbok, even for their small size, are actually the second fastest animal on land. Running speeds, those little animals can run speeds upwards of 50 miles an hour. Now friends, the giraffe on the right hand side, I want you guys to look at that tongue and see what color it is. You guys see it? It's a bluish purple color. And it's like that because if it was not that color, it would actually get sunburned. Because that's how often they eat and that's how much they eat as well. Now friends, let's see if I can spot them on the right. Nope, it's going to be kind of hard to see. But friends, a lot of bumpy roads up ahead, a lot of broken tree limbs and branches, which might mean we may be entering elephant territory. And friends, it looks like I was right. Over on the right hand side, I spot a male African elephant. Now the reason we can tell it's a male elephant is because he is alone. The reason we can tell it's an African elephant is because of the shape of the ears. Those ears resemble the shape of the continent of Africa. Now friends, in the left hand side off in the distance, I spot some monkeys. Those are actually mandrills, and try to get a good look at their face. They have a bright blue and red coloring on their face. Now up until the year 2002, people thought mandrills were baboons, but they're actually the largest species of monkey. Now here's a little word of advice. If you ever see a monkey or a primate showing you their teeth, they're not smiling for the camera, and I hope you don't smile back, because that is a sign of aggression. I don't think anybody here can take down a mandrill of that size. Here's a better look at that male African elephant. It's saying hello to us. Everyone say hi. Isn't he a beauty? He sure is. Now the other reason he is alone is because they operate in a matriarchal society, which means the females do all the leading in the herd. The females make all the decisions, the males do not. Now the only time there are males directly in the main herd is when they are newborn babies, and they do not leave the herd until they're big enough or strong enough or even old enough to fend on themselves. Now when they're finally big enough, old enough, and strong enough, they will leave the herd and find a new one. Now also, those animals have very, very big trunks on the front of their face. The trunk itself has over 40,000 muscles, and it uses it for pretty much anything from gathering water to even gathering food. Now we may be able to spot the rest of the herd upwards away. We just saw the male elephant a little couple miles behind us. We saw some broken tree branches, and I see some tusk markings on this clay. That is red clay. These animals love to eat it. It contains a lot of vitamins and nutrients, and when you look at that, perfect timing, I spotted the rest of the herd on the left hand side. Now friends, these are a female herd. They said they operate in a patriarchal society. And look at those beautiful ears. Now there's some more on the left hand side, but I'm gonna get us a better angle up ahead. It's gonna take me a couple miles to get there, but it's gonna feel like a few seconds. Actually, the Ankole cattle. The Ankole cattle have a beautiful set of horns. Can reach lengths from about 4 to 5 feet. Excuse me, sir. Don't mean to bother you in your lunchtime. Those horns look like they weigh a ton, but they actually do not. They're actually very lightweight. They're textured like a honeycomb on the inside. Now friends, there goes a younger elephant on the left hand side, and an older elephant as well. Those white things on its face, poking out of its mouth, are actually teeth, or more specifically tusks. Tusks are a part of their jaw, so that's what makes them teeth as well. Now friends, hopefully they don't mind me driving to their watering hole. Now friends, we're going to say goodbye to the elephants and say hello to the greater flamingo. The greater flamingo get their beautiful pink feathers from the shrimp in the water. The shrimp contains a compound known as beta carotene. Beta carotene is what turns them pink. See the beautiful feathers on that one? Now friends, some of these flamingos are actually standing on one leg. They do this to help conserve energy. They do this when they're awake. They do this when they're asleep. They even do this when they are eating. Now friends, they do this to help conserve energy. Humans, we do the same thing. Whenever we've been standing in line for a long time, like I think some of us have today, we'll shift our body weight from one leg of our body to the other, or shift our body weight from one side to the other, in order to keep us from getting overexhausted. Real quick. Now friends, on the left hand side, before we talk about those rhinos on the left hand side, I spotted an animal with spots and known for its speed. I gave you the cheetah.
I never seen
Now the cheetah can run speeds upwards of 60 miles an hour, making them the fastest land animal on earth. Now friends, look to your right. Promise you, you're not going to get disappointed. I spotted a baby white rhino. Now, isn't she adorable? Her name is Logan, and she just joined the crash about a month ago out here on the reserve. Now friends, there goes a cheetah out and about, not resting, which is surprising because they love to rest a lot. Now friends, they're short distance sprinters, not long distance runners, because they have a matter of seconds to catch their prey. If not, they run the risk of not eating for hours or even a few days as well. Now friends, we're about 12 days into our 2-week journey, but there's still more things to see out here on the savannah. Now friends, you saw those rhinos back there, didn't you? Now those animals are critically endangered. Now see some more up ahead as well. These animals are critically endangered. They're hunted for that beautiful horn. That horn contains a compound known as keratin. Keratin is found in our hair and nails. Now those horns are used for old medicinal remedies as well. Or some of them just hunt them and use their head as trophies. Very, very sad. Now isn't that one beautiful? You can see this one's a little bit smaller than her mom on the back. That's Ranger. Ranger is young, under a year old, I believe. And look at him, catching up to the size of his mama. Now friends, on the left hand side, I spot 2 water buck. Water buck love to spend a lot of time in the water and drink a ton of water as well. Now they have a thick furry coat covered in oil and smells really bad to help deter away predators. And they also have a special white ring across their bum, so that way baby water buck can see their mom and dad. Now friends, on the left hand side, she is awake and give me a female lion. Now friends, a lion's roar can be heard upwards of 5 miles away. That is a female because she doesn't have a mane. Now she does all the hunting of the pride, the males do not. The males stay back and protect the pride. And the Swahili name for lion is Simba. Friends, on the left hand side over your shoulder, that is a warthog. Warthogs are very territorial animals. They're not very friendly at all, so I would not go near their homes because they will charge at you with those beautiful horns, or should I say tusks. Now friends, off in the distance, you guys see that antelope? That is a bounce box. Look at it, and remember it, because I will tell you its story in just a few seconds. Now friends, I see an ostrich and I see some ostrich eggs. Ostrich is the fastest animal on 2 legs, the largest flightless bird. Those ostrich eggs each can weigh about 3 pounds each and can withhold the weight of an average human being. Now guys, I hope you guys were able to look at that bontebok that was back there. Here's another ostrich as well. But the bontebok, you're not going to believe me when I say this, but that beautiful antelope we just saw right there is completely extinct. That's right, they no longer exist. Well, out in the wild at least. The bontebok were hunted almost to extinction. They were hunted until the last 17 were left on Earth. A farmer took the last 17 onto his farm and helped them repopulate. But unfortunately, the bontebok could no longer survive in the wild, even with their instincts. So now the only time you will ever see a bontebok is in a reservation or in zoos. So that just goes to Nigerian dwarf goats. Now these Nigerian dwarf goats are adorable, aren't they? You can also adopt one because they're domesticated. But that must mean you have to do your research because there are a lot to take care of. As you can see, our grass looks beautiful, doesn't it? Well, that's because we don't mow the lawn. We don't even own a lawnmower. There are the lawnmowers here. The weed all the grass, make sure your lawn looks perfect and clean. Those animals also produce milk. That milk is then turned into things like cheeses and sold in the Nigerian marketplaces. That helps boost the economy in Nigeria. Now friends, that was a cute note to end on, wasn't it? Some baby goats, some baby rhinos, and even a lion. It was a 2-week journey, felt more like a 22-minute truck ride. I hope you guys enjoyed your ride. You guys were an amazing audience today. Now if you want to see more animals, I would definitely head over to Rafiki's Planet Watch. The last train to Rafiki's Planet Watch departs at about 4:30. After that, they're closed for the day. See our veterinarians hard at work. Make sure animals stay healthy. Get up close and personal with those baby goats and other animals as well at our petting zoo, or learn to draw your favorite Disney character, all available at Rafiki's Planet Watch. Or head over to Gorilla Falls. At Gorilla Falls, you're going to see animals like gorillas, monkeys, okapis, even other animals like naked mole rats and snakes. Now my wilderness explorers, you are on board the Simba 1. My wilderness explorers, you're on board the Simba 1. Now friends, now it's a great time to gather all loose articles that you may have set down on the ground. Make sure you have it with you before you unload. Now friends, conservation is a big part of what we do here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And on Earth Day, I hope you do your part. If you guys go to any merchandise stand and donate a certain amount of money, you guys will get a button and Disney will match that dollar for dollar. Now friends, it's time to say goodbye, but here in Harambe, we do not like to say goodbye because that is far too sad and far too final. So I'm going to leave it with this. Kwaherini. Kwaherini means to go well. So friends, my name is Jose. Kwaherini, go well, stay wild of course, and enjoy the rest of your day here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, or wherever your journey may take you. And until next time,